life. Stripped away restrictive concealments we call labels, we finally see the rawest form of an experience neither bought nor purchased, but rather gifted. An opportunity on a silver platter, a newborn era, an open canvas, an innocent painter, endless possibilities, and with the palette of the human soul, the ability to create overwhelming, incomprehensible beauty. In itself, a vulnerability, a toxic thought that chokes the living being, the fear of death. Behold this eternal deafening silence, a gentle release from our gifted experience. Dread we should not sense, realize, death is not the fee one must pay for being. Rather, death makes life a wonder to behold. In the long course of all things, do you believe such incomprehensible phenomenon should truly be abandoned? The soul of the world, you, us, everything that was, is, or ever will be, would we ever indulge in a lack of meaning? Witness the voice of life sing with wondrous cadence, and everything we do, everything we touch, a new verse is added to the song of life. We all die in the end. That is undoubtedly a fact. None of you can even say with complete confidence that you'll be alive at the next minute. However, death is not something we should fear. Death is something we need to be prepared for. As Mark Twain once said, the fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Death is what gives our lives significance. Our lives are beautiful because of death. And with what little time we have, we can't waste it living for the wrong reasons. We have authority over our own lives, and we can't let objects such as money or material substances dictate them. To truly become the person we want to be at the end of our life, we must invest time in the things that truly matter. Love, human connection, creation, relationships, the beauty of the world, rather than valueless material objects. To begin, if we were given the choice of whether to receive money or to make someone smile, what would we choose? Would we choose to put a smile on someone's face over $1,000? The reality for most people is that they'd probably take the money. To many, personal gain provides more instant satisfaction than the well-being of others. The truth is, if we were to die tomorrow, which is a valid hypothetical scenario, we wouldn't be thanking ourselves for taking the money. We would wish we had chosen to make that person smile so that we became someone that they would remember. By being kind, we can live in the memories of others as a good person. Although not all interactions will lead to relationships that will last for a significant amount of time, there is still beauty and value in them. Unfortunately, many people still often waste their lives prioritizing material objects, especially money. It is difficult to think past our desire for money because, since a young age, we've had to go to school to get a job to earn money. And then once we earn money, we spend much of our life trying to increase the amount. We spend too much of our lives merely grasping for wealth. However, it's impossible to live a valuable life if we chase valueless objects. In reality, money and valuable possessions have no true objective value or worth. Wealth has importance because we've been conditioned to believe in its importance. A British philosopher named Alan Watts once said, "If you say that getting the money is the most important thing, you'll spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living. That is to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid." If our lives weren't revolved around chasing some imaginary value, what might we be doing? We might do things we actually like, or spend time with those we love, or travel the world, or we might even have an increase in poets, songwriters, artists, or we might put more effort into our relationships, or we might find value in the bonds we formed rather than the cash we've gotten a hold of. You see, love and friendship, though intangible, are worth more than any amount of money we could ever get our hands on. No one at their deathbed's gonna claim, "I wish I spent more time making money." Material objects are nothing compared to the worth of human connection. You could say, "I'm only one person, why do my actions matter?" After all, more than 108 billion members of our species have ever been born, and you're only one. However, the fact that you're alive is a phenomenon in itself. You exist when you so easily might not have. Out of the 108 billion people that have ever inhabited Earth, only one of them is you. And while you're here, what would be the point of not caring about what you do with your life? We should learn to interact with the world. If done right, our relationships and our creations will live much longer than we physically ever will. We should establish our significance. Our life and death don't have to be irrelevant if we don't want them to be. And with this information, what should you do? Should you give time to your money or give time to your loved ones? Some may choose to focus on wealth and material progress. I mean, you could always appreciate your family and friends later. You could work harder to earn more paychecks. However, how much longer will it take you until you realize that you will never find true satisfaction in constantly working for money? How much longer will you work until you realize that life can't be repeated? How much longer until you realize that anyone you know could drop dead at any given moment? An author named Jack Kornfield once said, "In the end, just three things matter: how well we have lived, how well we have loved, and how well we have learned to let go." You see, we might not get the opportunity to appreciate the people we love tomorrow. Death could come at any moment, so you need to act now. No amount of money may satisfy you, but surrounding yourself with what truly matters will. Don't get me wrong, jobs are still important and necessary to the survival aspect of life. However, I stress the importance of connection because with the limited amount of time in our lives, we shouldn't waste it all on constant work. We'll enjoy remembering time spent with our friends and family more than time spent making money. Your life shouldn't be left unfulfilled when there's so many golden opportunities around you. So, do not fear death. Fear living a meaningless life before death. Constantly chasing money, neglecting relationships, and not doing activities you genuinely enjoy will lead to a meaningless life. See, statistically, 100% of people that have ever lived eventually die, but far less of that number have actually enjoyed their lives. The risk of a regrettable life is why it's important to spend time with our family and friends. Because not one single person in the world can say with complete confidence that they will live to see tomorrow. When our lives are almost over, it won't matter how much money we made or how many hours we worked. We will look back on our memories and the hours we spent with those we loved. So whether it's enjoying a night out with friends or watching a movie with your family, we should engage in that fully. Slow down and enjoy life. Tell your friends how much you love them. Appreciate your relationships. Live to your fullest and indulge in your existence. Simply just be and create. If we live a meaningful life, then we will have nothing to regret and we won't dread the ending of our life. Though our physical bodies will die, we will still live on. In the memories of our family and friends, in the poetry we've written, in the plants we've grown, in the songs we've composed. See, we're not as obscure as we think. And it's kind of important, to live a life you'll enjoy. Because you only get one. So, always be ready to die.